I'm sitting in my chair and I have to be here for probably another 10 to 15 minutes, just relaxing my voice. I have a lot of pops going on right now. And I almost didn't do a live just because this is what I sit with and process. All of the energy that has to be released from the story time. But I realized that these moments are moments that need to be shared. That what I go through and what I live with, living with chronic pain and having a crushed cervical spine, and also having a CFS leak. So my spinal cord has tiny holes and tears in it from my injury, and they're unrepairable. So every day, my spinal cord, the minute I stand up, it all has to pour out. So I have to get rid of it all before I can have movement, mobility, and my voice. And so today I was worried because my drain was really long and really tough. I didn't have my voice back within 45 minutes before our story time started. I was still breathing in and out, trying to get my voice back up and going. And now that our story time is done, it's just processing out all of the pressure that had to be used to talk and speak and use my hands. So I wanted to just come on and just say hi and introduce myself to you. I haven't been on Facebook very often aside from our story times. Growing. We have over 133 members who have joined our Feargiveness community. And this community is for everyone, anyone who is looking to heal. I know that my trash can of trauma and insecurity started at 4 years old, and I have been filling it up my entire life. A few years ago, even after the box fell and crushed my cervical spine, this journey to heal started when I had a heart attack 3 years ago. And it took away all of my available physical activity. And since then, I have started going through that trash can of trauma and insecurities to try and clean it up and to find feargiveness in those deeper traumas that I have already found forgiveness in, but I just didn't know how to reach the feargiveness. And that is truly the fear of just forgiving myself for holding on for all the time that I held on to these traumas and insecurities. And that's why I created the Feargiveness community, is to be able to document and to show what it is like living with chronic pain, living horizontally, and doing it with joy, love, and color. I've learned how to color pain. And so chronic pain is difficult. For me, it always starts in the red, and then it grows and develops throughout the day. Yesterday, my chronic pain was blue. And by the end of the day, I didn't realize it was blue until I had laid out all of my doTERRA oils. And that is the easiest way for me to color pain immediately, is through scents. And doTERRA oils have been my medicine cabinet for the last 9 years. Aside from what I've needed for my physical care for my injury, everything else has been able to be supported through just having those essential oils in this cabinet of really God's essence in all of these oils and these amazing fragrances that are healing. So yesterday, by the end of it, I looked down at my array of oils and they were all blue. And so I realized that through water and through meditation yesterday, I kept coming back to blue. And my oils kind of sealed the deal if that was my color for the day. Today, I'm still in the red, moving a little bit to orange after our Florentina and Friends story times. They always fill my cup, and give my pillow a purpose. So we just got through Thanksgiving, and I don't know about you, but this was my first sober Thanksgiving. Last year, I'd spent the year getting off of opiates. So I spent 8 months transitioning out of palliative care, off of opiates, and finding ways to live chronic pain without drugs. And alcohol was my go-to. It lowered my blood pressure quickly. It allowed me to not focus on the pain. It just allowed a little edge of a level. And when I found that every day alcohol was that in between of pain, and I realized in January, after going through last year's Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it was tough internally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, I knew that something had to change. So in January of 2021, I went cold sober. Yeah, there we go. And I never looked back. And by March, I could really see the difference and the changes that were happening in my body. And I knew that if I could do it, I'd made it 3 months. If I could do this without alcohol and without opiates and find ways to color my pain, then I could hopefully help and teach another. I know I'm not the only one in this world living in chronic pain. I know I'm not the only one who lives horizontally. And I spend about 85 to 90% of my day on a pillow or sitting perfectly still. So I'm not messing with my cervical injury. I hadn't drained for about 4 days since Thanksgiving because I overdid it. And when you don't drain, when you have so much inflammation, and my spinal cord is so mad at me, it will not allow me to release anything, which gives you more pain. And you have to get really creative of how to walk because your whole spine is not secure. And there's other things that come along with it. And I realized that going back is how could I have changed and done some of those things differently so I didn't have such a tough recovery from Thanksgiving. And to be honest, I don't know if I could have done anything differently. I am super proud of myself that I was able to make it through and eat a meal with my family. And I did pass out, and I was out solid for a few hours after dinner. But finding ways to be able to do that without having to layer on the alcohol or the opiates and feeling good about just passing out when I had to pass out and going into a pain peak without feeling like I got to keep standing, I got to keep up to be with my family around me. Friends of mine, we shared our sober Thanksgiving, and I have a few who have been at this a lot longer than me. So they've given me some really great tools that I'm going to be using for Christmas and upcoming holidays. Noise canceling headphones, because I know anxiety with the noise is really tough. And I have family members who have to remove themselves from areas of high anxiety during the holidays. So that is a really good tip. Meditation is another one where you can find a quiet place. My I Am app. The I Am app, I can't tell you how amazing it is. I go to it every day. For 10 minutes or so in the morning, first thing after my sips. It's part of my get list, which is gratitude elevates truth. And in that, I go to my I Am app, and I will just read through and recondition my mind to positivity and to manifestation and to believing that I can do and be anything that I choose, even horizontally, even disabled, and even with limitations. So those are just some of the quick things that I've found that I use on the daily. But I know that holidays are hard. We have holiday Christmas parties and company parties. And I know that a lot of companies and families want to get together again because 2020 was a bust when it came to the holidays. So I hope that as you plan out your holidays, that you will find some space for yourself and to really put yourself, your health, and your rest first. Everything else will come along with it. But as long as you're taking care of you, you can give more and be there and be present to every single one in your life. And if you are doing this holiday sober, my hat is off to you. My heart is open to your struggles and the joys that you get to observe now from the other side. And I want you to know that the Feargiveness community is here for you to support you every step of the way. If you would like to share your journey with us, we are here to listen. And we are here to support you and offer any tips and tricks or sips that can get you through the course of the next 4 weeks before we get to celebrate another new year. Thank you for joining me as I sit here and pop into today. I really do appreciate you and being part of this community that we are creating. And this is for everyone. So I'm sending you love and light. You are love. You are light. And you are fearless. Thank you.